Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the South Greene Rebels basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with South Greene head coach Terry Hoese. Coach,
Tyler,
how's it going today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You get a little bit of a break from school now.
Yes, today's nice. These are unexpected days.
These are unexpected days that ends up turning into a much longer break, too. You had Friday, Monday, and Tuesday already out. You get out for the last 2 hours of school on Wednesday, and then you get out Thursday. So you get kind of a little pre-spring break, I guess you could say.
It's pre-spring break. We come back for about 3 weeks and get spring break. So it's a good little time right here.
Nice little time to be off, too, because it's kind of bridging the gap between your regular season and the district tournament. We'll talk about that in the second half, but got Crockett tonight and then don't play again till I believe next Friday in the district tournament with that first round bye. So get a little bit of time to rest, kind of heal up, heal everything. But leading up to that point, we talked about last week how you had the thickest part of your schedule where you had 5 games in so many days. You had Happy Valley, you had Chucky Doak, Cotton County, Dobbins Bennett, North Greene. Take me through all of them. I know you started out with 2 wins at the end of last week over Happy Valley and Chucky Doak to lock up the 2 seed in the district tournament and also clinch a share of the regular season championship. And then started to go on a little downhill slide with Cotton County Saturday, Dobbins Bennett Monday, and North Greene on Tuesday. So take me through that 5-game stretch that you've had since the last time we sat down.
Well, 5 games in, 7 days? Whoever scheduled should be fired. That's me, by the way. It's a tough little stretch. Even if you're playing good basketball, tough to go play 5 games in 7 days. So Happy Valley and Chucky Doak to finish up our conference, those were big. Obviously, I had to win those 2. Played pretty well. We played pretty well even up through the Chucky Doak game. We come in here on senior night and kids are fired up and kind of got Chucky Doak out of here early and allowed me to play a lot of other kids to get my kids some rest. Tried to kind of manage a little bit right here. How much time these kids are playing, it's tough. I got a good friend in St. Louis, Missouri, coaching Webster University, and he and I had this discussion. Your conference plays over. You've got Cotton County on Saturday, Dobbins Bennett on Monday, North Greene on Tuesday, Crockett tonight. We had that conversation. Do you continue to play your starters, 27, 28 minutes a game, or do you try to make sure at this point you stay healthy to get to the tournament? Tough call because you don't want to get playing bad and get on one of those streaks where you're losing games. And that's what we've done. Unfortunately for us, we've done that, playing our starters. So I had made that decision to continue to try to go win games and just play people. But then, even Tuesday nights, Roderick goes down halfway through the second quarter again, and hopefully I'll have him back sometime early next week before the tournament starts. But it's a tough time of the year. You don't really know what to do. You want to go win games, but on the flip side of that, you also don't want to go in to the tournament halfway loaded either. So Saturday went to Cotton County. Played Cotton County, I feel like, really well. Cotton County's not bad. They've played us. I think we've played 4 times, and we've split 2-2. I had a chance to win that game at the end, and unfortunately just didn't get a shot off. I had the ball down underneath the bucket with right at 3 seconds to go, and the ball got poked out, and we didn't get a shot to go. So felt like we played well Saturday. Wasn't disappointed Saturday at all. Went in Monday night to Dobbins Bennett. Beautiful facility, by the way.
Yeah.
It's
very new.
Phenomenal, yes. I think they, 23.6 million or something like that they put into that place. Wow. And it's the real deal. Went up there and left very disappointed. They're good by all means, but I know we played them here a few weeks back and actually got up to, I think we were up by 20-something at one point. Wound up winning that game by, I think, 12. And then to go up there and just get shellacked. I think we wound up getting beat 35 up there. It's the worst loss we've had in a long time. So we didn't play well at all. And on top of that, they are really good. So didn't feel like we played very well Monday. And then went into Tuesday night against North Greene. And North Greene's good. Carico kid, they had 21 points in the first quarter, and he had 16 of those. And Sam's got his team playing really well at this point. So a little bit of a disappointing stretch right there after the Happy Valley and Chucky Dope games, but we're still where we need to be come tournament time, and that's the focus at this point. We're going to go up to Crockett tonight and try to win one. For some reason, we normally play really well up there, so we'll see how that goes. But I kind of attribute some of these last few games to you and Steve and Greg, to be honest with you.
Jinxing things?
Yeah, I think you jinxed me the last time. I
take credit when I jinx it, so I will take blame for the losses. I'll take blame for the losing streak, too. I've always been known to jinx things. They call it the broadcaster jinx, the announcer jinx. I call it the host jinx. I talk about everything, but I'll take credit for those losses.
The last time we did a dual show with me and Coach Greg, and I've kicked him off my show. He's no longer allowed. So,
well, guess what? Now that means you'll go on another winning streak.
I hope so. I hope so.
But it's a conversation to be had about another team in the county that you had just played, where they're on such a long winning streak. Do you want to go into the postseason with that winning streak? And I guess if you do need to lose some games, it's now at the end of the regular season against games that don't count against your league schedule or your league standings with Cott County, with Dobbins-Bennett, with North Greene, and with Crockett. So if there's a time to lose, I think you would agree it would be now, right before the tournament, because you don't want to go in to the tournament with such a long winning streak, because then you get the pressure of, all right, we got to lose at some point. But when do you lose? Right. So I think if you were to lose some games, I think now would probably be the best time.
And they've been quality teams.
Yeah, very quality.
We can't fault that. I feel like we've played a good schedule to get us prepared to go into the district and regional tournament. So I'll never apologize for that. Kids sometimes, I know it's a battle for them. It's a lot of hard work goes into this, and it's tough on them to play that many games in just a few days, but I do feel like at this point we are ready to go for the tournament. All these have been away. We went to Cott County, went to Dobbins-Bennett, went to North Greene. We're going to Crockett tonight. So after this, we'll get a few days off, and I'm not going to practice on Friday. I told them we don't play again until next Friday. So we've got a long weekend. They don't come to school Monday. We'll get back in here on Monday and start preparing for Friday night. But we'll get a few days off here and try to get people back to healthy and see where we go.
Talking about you being on such a long road stretch, I apologize that I forgot to talk about it last week and almost forgot this week too. We had mentioned senior night last week, but we didn't talk about the seniors last week. I mentioned at the end of last week's show that we would, and it slipped our minds. So I want to give the seniors some credit, too, for all they've done for you throughout the years that they've been on your team. And if you'd like to, I'd like you to talk about the senior class, too, one by one, or just the class as a whole, and just what this class has meant to your team and your program.
Well, up front, this class has been a part of a lot of good teams.
Probably one of the most winningest classes.
It'll be tough to see this bunch go. I've got Jace Roderick, who started – he started several games for me as a freshman, and the games he didn't start still had a lot of playing time. So he's kind of been the staple, I guess, if you want to say the staple. He's probably played more games than any of those seniors at this point. So my hat's off to Jace. He's battled some injuries over the years, and he's battling one right now, but he keeps it going. So appreciate Jace. Had Chandler Gamble come in last year after Christmas. Chandler's been a big part of our success. He's a really good basketball player. Not very often you get a 6'8" kid land on your doorstep, and he's helped us win a bunch of games. So I know he's committed right now to go to Pellissippi State. He's going to continue his career. So I'm very happy for Chandler. Then Trey Gentry didn't play for me as a sophomore or junior. He come in, he played as a freshman, and then didn't come back and play as a sophomore or junior, and then came back this summer and asked me if he could come back and play. And he's been huge for us. He's our glue right now. He makes us go, and he's quick, shoots it pretty well, and kind of leads our team. So happy Trey's back. I asked him the other night a question at North Greene. Kind of felt like we kind of laid an egg a little bit, and my question in the locker room to them was, are we done? Where are we at? Are you guys in? And Trey was the first one to send me a text after the game. He's like, "Coach, I want you to know I'm in." And I said I had no doubt that Trey Gentry's in. So Trey's been huge for us.
Very coachable kid too,
Yeah.
because I think nobody shies away from the fact that you're a very hard coach
Yep.
to your players, and I think Trey is one of those that you can tell he takes that coaching well. He doesn't shy away from it. He doesn't hold his head down when a coach yells at him. He takes the coaching well.
He likes to win.
Yes.
And wants to win and wants to please. And, he's made some mistakes. And I told him several times, if he'd have played those last 2 years, there's no telling where he would be right now, talent-wise. But he's come back in and been a huge part of what we've done. So very glad to have him back. And then you take Micah Shelton. Micah wasn't even on the varsity basketball team last year. He come in and wanted to play last year for the first time, and I told him I would put him on the JV team as a junior, and he would play strictly JV, and then we would see where we were at after last season before this summer rolled around. And I had that conversation with Micah this summer. Knew what we had coming back off of last year's team and knew we were going to be pretty good. And I just told Micah, I said, Micah, I can't guarantee you how much you'll play. I don't know if I'll ever get you in a game, but you're welcome to be here if you want to. And his comment to me was, he says, "Coach, I love basketball and I like being around everybody." So Micah has stuck it out. He had a great game against Chucky Doak Friday night, senior night. About the first 7 or 8 trips down the floor, my kids fed him the ball. They wanted him to score. So Micah's been good. Those are not always success stories when you keep kids around that don't get a whole lot of playing time, but it's been a success story for Micah. It's a good 4 kids, and the good thing about those 4, after this is all said and done, when they leave here, they're going to be good kids, they're going to be good adults, and they're going to be productive.
Very winning. I said one of the most winning. Is most winningest, is that a phrase? Or did I make that up? I think one of the winningest is what I should have said. Most winning or winningest. Yeah, I don't think most winningest is the way to go about it.
Good. Glad we're not English teachers. I'm a history teacher, and so you English teachers out there, we apologize.
Yeah, you can correct me. I'm a very correctable person. You can correct me and it won't bother me one bit. But going into the final regular season game against Crockett tonight, we'll talk about it real quick because I'd like the whole last half to be just about the district tournament and everything. But you got Crockett tonight, last regular season game, looking to win in the regular season with 20 wins, going to a gym that you all shoot really, really well at tonight in your last regular season game. So take me through what you expect tonight.
They're good. I saw where they had beaten Tennessee High last week, or just here in the last few days, actually. And Crockett's good. They went to the I don't even remember where did they get to the state tournament last year?
They did.
They did get to the state tournament last year and returned pretty much just about every one of those kids. So they're a quality basketball team. We played them in the Hardee's Classic and beat them pretty good. Then they came here first back in the regular season and they beat us. So tonight's kind of that match to see who wins the overall, but I know they're going to be good and they're going to be prepared and ready to go. I think they're having homecoming up there tonight, so they've got a lot to play for this evening. But I will be down Roderick tonight. We'll see how we perform. But my goal for tonight, obviously, is to win a basketball game. But I want us to get back to playing well. It's time to district tournament coming up. It's time to go in and have a good performance, whatever happens. So we'll see.
That'll put the cap on the regular season after tonight, and you'll move into the district tournament with a little bit of a layover. Of course, we know that you're the 2 seed going into the tournament. Don't know who you'll play yet. We'll know that later on in the week, I guess, the next time we sit down. But before we talk about that a little bit too much, we need to get a word in from our sponsors first. Before we talk about the district tournament, where they play, when they'll play, and maybe who they'll play right after this break, here on Grassroots Media.
For more than 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has served customers in East Tennessee with licensed and professional plumbing services. From installing your new faucet to replacing your existing piping system, our team at Tommy's Plumbing is trained to handle the job with professionalism, attention to detail, and integrity. By offering warranties on most products installed by our technicians, Tommy's Plumbing stands behind our work, ensuring that your plumbing needs are not only met, but that your problem is solved for the long term. When you need reliable and professional plumbing service, Tommy's is the only call to make. So give us a call today and let us show you the Tommy's difference.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greenville.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show, where we cover everything on the court with the South Greene Rebels basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Terry Hoese. So we talked about Crockett on the back half and how it's your last regular season game. Get a long break. You get 8 days in between games, of course, with it being Thursday today, and then the next game you play in the semifinals will be next Friday. We're going to take a real quick break because battery's about to die on us. We're going to make sure it doesn't die so we can finish the interview. And we're back now. We got a new battery, so we're good now. So you got the semifinals next week. You don't know who you'll play yet. Of course, we talked about how you're the 2 seed. You split with Hampton for the region or the district championship. You'll play either Johnson County or Happy Valley on Friday night at 8 o'clock at Unicoi County. So a little bit of a preview. I know we've talked about Johnson County and Happy Valley twice already this year. On the other side, you've got West Greene and Chucky Doak playing first. They'll play Hampton. Could potentially play one of those 3 teams in the championship or in the consolation. So what are your thoughts on the conference tournament this year?
It's a good conference. It's been a good conference. So whoever you play, once it gets to that semifinal game, you better come ready to go. So whether it be Johnson County or whether it be Happy Valley, I know Coach Williams does a really good job with Happy Valley, and I said at some point they're going to be tough to beat, and it may be now. Who knows? He has good kids. They play hard, and he does a super job of coaching his kids. Man, I watch him every night, and he's passionate about it. He's not really a yeller like I am, but he's got a way of getting in his kids' tails and gets the most out of them. So I'd hate to have to play either one of them right now, but obviously we're going to have to. So I know last time we played Johnson County at Johnson County, the Atwood kid had 28, and that was with me boxing one in the kid. He was making shots from half court. So neither one of those teams are a team that you would like to have to go against to get to the finals. But once you get to that point, you're in the semifinal game. Obviously, they ought to be tough. So hopefully we'll be ready to go. Hopefully we'll be full strength, and we'll see where this thing takes us.
From my memory from the last few years, I think if I remember correctly, you really dislike this layover between the end of the regular season and to the district tournament because fortunately for you, you all have been the 1 or 2 in the previous, I don't know how many seasons now, so you get that first round bye and that automatic trip to regions where you get such a long layover. So in that long layover, I know we mentioned it's a time to heal not only injuries, but heal your minds, get things right, kind of rest a little bit. What do you do during that time to kind of prepare when you know that you're either going to play 1 or 2 teams, but you really don't know who you're going to play yet?
That is a hard thing to deal with. And, I know there's teams that are playing next week regular season games. We always start our tournament there on Monday, so it's hard to go schedule games. Because you don't know. I mean, I would hate to go into a year thinking I knew I was going to be the 1 or 2 seed, and so I go schedule games, and then you get beat. So we're kind of in one of those situations where we couldn't really play much past tonight or maybe tomorrow night, but it is a long layover. We'll come in and we'll do a lot of shooting and do a lot of things to try to touch up. Once you get into that situation like we've had here lately, there's not a lot of time to come practice and to kind of, I don't want to say hone in on your craft, but to make sure that we're sharp in our offense and go over some things that we're not doing well defensively and try to fix some things. So that'll be what we focus on here over the next few days. We'll try to go hard, keep kids in shape, make sure that we stay sharp. So that's the whole thing right now. And it is hard not knowing who you're going to play because obviously you're going to prepare for those two teams. It's completely different preparations where we play Johnson County or Happy Valley. So we'll try to make sure that we do what we do well and make sure we're sharp in what we do, and then we'll worry about who we play after next Tuesday.
And then talking about the tournament location too, we mentioned that it was at Unicoi County, but with the floods that occurred in the fall, things have been a little more difficult to get there now. It's not as short as a trip from South Greene as it used to be now because the bridge collapsed. So you've got to go around a little differently. You could go through North Carolina to get there, but with a bus, obviously, that's not the route that you want to take. So for you all and probably most fans, it would probably be easier to go up to Johnson City. So I don't have it in front of me like I did on the Alan Tolliver show, so I apologize there. But I think by memory, you hop on the exit, go up to 57A, then hop on that one, then you get off the interstate at Unicoi. If you've ever been to Unicoi, you know that it's a lot of left and right turns because it's in downtown Unicoi County. So go to Johnson City, hook her right there at 57A. It'll take you to Unicoi County, and that's how you get there for that. Of course, South Greene playing on Friday at 8 o'clock in the main event against either Johnson County or Happy Valley. Those first-round games will be Tuesday, semis on Friday, championship and consolation on Tuesday. The girls will, of course, be the day before each of them on Monday, Thursday, and Monday again. But unless there's anything else you've got to add, I think that's pretty much all we've got with the district tournament.
I guess the next time we talk, we'll know who we're playing, or will we do one next week? Will it be
That's a good question, because, I guess we could talk about Crockett. That is right.
That's
we do
totally
have one
up to you. We can wait till after the tournament goes, and I may not want to talk about Crockett. It may be ugly.
It's always up to you. You tell me, and I'll be able to sit down and talk about it, or we can push it off and do a mid-district tournament one.
I do want to say before we get off of here, you guys have been really good to high school athletics in Greene County, and I'm very grateful.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you all for sitting down. Of course, I don't think I've ever had a problem scheduling an interview with you.
Yep.
You're always welcome, and you always let me borrow the office, too, during spring sports with Coach Hawk and sometimes with Coach Ramsey, too, that first year. So I appreciate you all for everything y'all have done also. South Greene does good to us, but I think it's. I wore my jacket for you this week.
I saw that. I wished I'd have worn mine this morning. We could have been twins today.
It'd have been the brightest coaches show in grassroots existence if we both wore electric blue jackets. I don't know. People have had to turn down the brightness on their phone to be able to watch it or just listen because two people in bright electric blue jackets. That might not
They're
be
sharp
pretty.
though.
They are sharp. I love them.
Yeah.
But Coach, that's all I've got this week. Thank you once again. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show. Look forward to seeing you next week here on Grassroots Media.